Dad's new wife tried to give my late mom's jewelry to her daughter as a wedding gift without asking me, so I made fake copies and secretly swapped them out. A year later, they got it appraised to sell it and discovered they were all imitations. My mother died when I was 14, breast cancer. She fought for 3 years and lost on a Tuesday morning in November while I held her hand. Before she died, she told me one thing about her jewelry. This is yours. All of it. Promise me it stays with you. I promised. My mother's collection wasn't massive, but it was valuable. A diamond pendant my father gave her on their wedding day worth about $14,000. Sapphire earrings her grandmother brought over from Poland. An emerald bracelet she saved 2 years to buy herself. A gold brooch from the 1920s that had been in her family 4 generations. Total appraised value, roughly $47,000. But the real value was that every piece had her fingerprints on it. Every piece smelled like her perfume when I opened the box. My father kept the jewelry in his bedroom safe after she passed. Told me it would be mine when I turned 21. He remarried when I was 17. A woman named Diane. She had a daughter my age named Chloe. Diane was nice enough at first, but I saw how she looked at my mother's things. The paintings, the furniture, the jewelry. She was taking inventory from the day she moved in. I turned 21 3 years ago. Asked my father for the jewelry. He got uncomfortable. Said we'd figure it out soon. Soon never came. Every time I brought it up, he said Diane thought it should stay in the safe for safekeeping. Diane thought my mother's jewelry. Diane's opinion. Last year, Chloe got engaged. Big ring, big party, big wedding planned. That's when I overheard the conversation. I was staying at my father's house for the weekend. Came downstairs for water around midnight. Diane and my father were in the kitchen. The pendant would be perfect for Chloe something old, Diane said. And the sapphire earrings would match her dress beautifully. Those are supposed to go to our daughter, my father said. She doesn't even wear jewelry. She won't notice if a few pieces go to Chloe. We can always say they're borrowed. And the bracelet? Chloe loves emeralds. It would make a beautiful wedding gift. My father went quiet. That silence told me everything. He wasn't going to fight for my mother's jewelry. He was going to let Diane give it away piece by piece to a girl my mother never met. The next morning, I drove to a jeweler who specialized in high-quality reproductions. Costume pieces made to look identical. Same stones replaced with cubic zirconia. Same metals replaced with plated alloys. Perfect visual copies that would fool anyone not looking closely. I described each piece in detail. Showed photos I'd taken years ago. The jeweler made all 4 pieces for $1,800. They were stunning. Nearly perfect. You'd need a loupe to tell the difference. My father's birthday gave me the opportunity. I organized a dinner downtown, made sure everyone would be out for 3 hours, told my father I'd forgotten my jacket and needed to run back. He gave me his key without thinking. The safe combination hadn't changed since I was 14. My mother's birthday, 0315. I opened it. There they were. The pendant, the earrings, the bracelet, the brooch. I held each piece one more time, felt the weight, smelled the faint trace of perfume that somehow still lingered after 9 years. Then I swapped them. Originals into my bag, copies into the safe, closed it, locked it, drove back to the restaurant with $47,000 in my trunk. Nobody suspected anything. Chloe's wedding was 4 months later. Diane gave her the pendant as something old, the earrings to match her dress, the bracelet as a wedding gift. She kept the brooch for herself. I sat in the audience watching Chloe walk down the aisle wearing fake versions of my mother's jewelry. Smiled the entire time. That was a year ago. Last week, my father called. His voice was strange. Diane took some of your mother's jewelry to get appraised. She and Chloe were thinking about selling a few pieces. Selling my mother's jewelry. The pieces she promised me on her deathbed. The appraiser said they're fake. All of them. Cubic zirconia, plated metal, worth maybe $200 total. I let the silence stretch. That's strange. Did you know about this? Know about what? I haven't touched that jewelry. You've had it locked in your safe for years. Diane got on the phone, shaking with rage. Someone swapped the jewelry. The real pieces are gone. Did you take them? Why would I take my own mother's jewelry from a safe I don't have access to? You knew the combination. I was 14 the last time I opened that safe. Maybe check with the appraiser again. She started screaming about calling the police, about filing a report, about theft and fraud. I stayed calm. Go ahead, file a report. Tell the police you were trying to sell jewelry that belonged to my dead mother. Jewelry promised to me. Jewelry you gave to your daughter without my permission. I'm sure that will go well for you. She hung up. My father hasn't called since. The real jewelry is in a safety deposit box at my bank. Every piece accounted for. Every piece insured. Every piece exactly where my mother wanted it. With me. Diane wanted to give away my mother's legacy, so I let her. She just didn't know she was giving away copies. Some people think they can take what isn't theirs and nobody will notice. I noticed. I just waited for the perfect moment to let them figure it out themselves.